Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, a bit more energy in the rain of Zurich. Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Girivaradari. Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana, Jaya Brajajana Ranjana. Jaya Yashoda Nandana, Jaya Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Hariva, 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 Gaura Hariva. Shri Vamanadevas Dwadasi ki jai, Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Okay, I feel very happy and honored to be back in ISKCON Zurich, and happy to see the devotees. Thank you, Adikeshav Prabhu, for fetching me at the airport. If you didn't come, I'd probably still be there. It's good to know. I was told by His Holiness Devamrita Swami, I said, Maharaj, I've entered into the renounced order of life. What advice do you have? And Devamrita Swami, as part of what he was saying, somewhere he gave this nugget that you should know that sometimes it will be Jai Maharaj and also Bhai Maharaj. Some places they'll be happy you're going. Some places people are happy you come. So I'm happy to know you're happy. Today is an auspicious day. Of course, in our International Society for Krishna Consciousness, many auspicious days are there. That sometimes it's cliche, really. Oh, auspicious day, yes, yes. But that's because we are in close proximity to the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That when the Supreme Person is like a family member, we don't take our family members too seriously sometimes. It gets lost on us, the glories sometimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so, when there are so many auspicious days on the calendar, it just sounds like it was one of those days. Yes? I'm sure this morning already a lot of the glories of the Lord were spoken. And we will continue in the same vein. We'll read something from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Indra is celebrating. We'll read from the 8th canto, text 19. Well, chapter 19, text 32. In this verse, we'll be hearing the testimony of Shukracharya. So Shukracharya is the most powerful guru of the demons. And also, in this particular Leela of the Lord, it can come off as like this villain. But from him, we can understand many truths and also see his personal glory. To be the guru of such exalted persons in the heavenly planets is no child's play. And his duties, as you may see, are performed quite to the task of the guru. Of course, the context of him performing his duties puts him in the wrong. But we want to look at his noble side, beginning. Then we'll hear Srila Prabhupada's purport. And then we will try to discuss the character of Vamanadeva. Of course, the Lord is unlimited. His qualities are unlimited. We can only try to touch on a few. So Shukracharya is speaking to Bali Maharaj, the son of Virochana. The scene is when Bali Maharaj is giving his promise. He told Vamanadeva, who appeared on the scene looking effulgent, this dwarf who's a Brahmana, and he has come to the right person. You look like you want something, and you've come to the right person. So this is Bali Maharaj. You can ask anything from me, and I'll give it to you. So Bali Maharaj is immediately characterizing himself as one who can fulfill all desires. Why? He has taken over the entire universe. So he feels he can give anything. And before the Lord asked, and Shukracharya could ascertain that this was a dangerous position for his disciple, because Shukracharya could understand who this dwarf, this brahmachari was, that he was none other than the Supreme Lord. And so we will hear his words beginning, let's say, text 30. Shukracharya said, O son of Virochana, this brahmachari in the form of a dwarf is directly the imperishable Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. Accepting Kashyapa Muni as his father and Aditi as his mother, he has now appeared in order to fulfill the interests of the demigods. You do not know what a dangerous position you have accepted by promising to give him land. I do not think that this promise is good for you. It will bring great harm to the demons. This person falsely appearing as a brahmachari is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who has come in this form to take away all your land, wealth, beauty, power, fame, and education. After taking everything from you, he will deliver it to Indra, your enemy. Just to add insult to injury. He'll take everything, and who will give it to your enemy? So really stern words to sort of stop Bali Maharaj from going ahead. So read the purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, as compiled by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, explains in this regard that the very word Hari means one who takes away. If one connects himself with Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord takes away all his miseries. I'm sure no one would protest the Lord taking away their miseries. And in the beginning, the Lord also superficially appears to take away all his material possessions, reputation, education, and beauty. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.88.8, Yaseham anugrinami harisye taddanam shanai. The Lord said to Maharaj Yudhisthira, the first installment of my mercy toward a devotee is that I take away all his possessions, especially his material opulence, his money. This is the special favor of the Lord toward a sincere devotee. If a sincere devotee wants Krishna above everything, but at the same time is attached to material possessions, which hinder his advancement in Krishna consciousness, by tactics, the Lord takes away all his possessions. Here, Shukracharya says that this dwarf brahmachari would take away everything. Thus, he indicates that the Lord will take away all one's material possessions and also one's mind. If one delivers his mind to the lotus feet of Krishna, Savaimana Krishna Padara Vindayo. One can naturally sacrifice everything to satisfy him. Although Bali Maharaj was a devotee, he was attached to material possessions. And therefore the Lord, being very kind to him, showed him special favor by appearing as Lord Vamana to take away all his material possessions and his mind as well. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Sayang Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Kam karoti vachalam pangum langaite girim yat kripa tamam vande shigurum dinatarinam paramananda madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. The service of the spiritual master is to protect and to deliver, to inspire, to guide the sincere disciple, also the insincere one, especially. To accept the spiritual master is said by Srila Rupa Goswami to be the first article of devotional service, Guru Padashraya. One must take shelter at the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master. It is a challenge in the age of Kali to accept a spiritual master. Hey, this guy breathes the same air as I do. What's so special about him? So if one has properly heard from Guru Parampara, then one can understand the qualities that are most important in a spiritual master, that he has also properly heard from his own guru, means he's a disciple, and he has realized those conclusions. He can help to dispel one's doubts. And most important, he's surrendered at the lotus feet of his own spiritual master, therefore surrendered to Lord Krishna. The subject is broad, and so the devotees give extensive education to help the jiva have some faith in the spiritual master. We already have, though, faith in many other types of gurus. The challenge is that there is a doubt about the Supreme Lord, there's a doubt about the spiritual world, and there's a doubt if doing the spiritual path will give me the desired results. And so surrender is difficult because so many doubts are there. Here we see that Shukracharya, to protect his disciple, who has amassed the entire universe as his property, he's warning him that you are about to be misled and tricked by Vishnu, who has come as a brahmachari, as a dwarf. Don't take him for granted. He wants to take everything and give it back to your enemies, Indra, the king of heavens. So Shukracharya here is pointing out the identity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For us, this is glorious. If you are ready to get on the hate train about Shukracharya trying to protect his own interests by telling disciple, don't give to Vishnu, first we can glorify him, because there is the tendency to see the moon for the black marks and miss out on the effulgence that the moon gives at night. There's a fault-finding tendency. Anyway, the Lord teaches the world through his devotees. So persons who are on the pages of the Bhagavatam, they are not insignificant persons, but they are there in this great drama, Leela of the Lord, to teach us something. So he is pointing out the identity of the Supreme Lord. However, Bali Maharaj has his own desires. He wants to be known as someone who's charitable. He wants the fame of someone who's charitable. And therefore, he immediately informed Vamanadeva that you've come to the right place. I can fulfill any of your desires. Ask something. And when Vamanadeva asked for 3 paces of land, he sort of mocked at that. I thought you were an intelligent guy, but it seems you're not so clued up in how to fulfill your desires. You're only asking for 3 paces of land. You could get more from me. Kind of like approaching someone who has millions or billions of francs and simply asking him for 5 francs. So you've got his audience, you've got his attention. What do you want, my dear sir? It's very difficult to meet such a wealthy person. So it's also to meet Bali Maharaj. He's the Maharaj of the universe. He's in charge of the whole gig. And you have come here, I've accepted you, and you're asking 3 paces of land. Of course, the Lord, to instruct us, mentioned that if I am not satisfied with the practicalities of the 3 steps of land, look at me, I'm a small guy, then I would never be satisfied even if I was given the 3 worlds. Highlighting the issue of the inability to be satisfied. Was it the Rolling Stones? I can't get no satisfaction. It's the soundtrack of Kali. We see it also. There's a need and there's a desire for individuals to get into relationships. And individuals have their requirements. They have a checklist. And sometimes they get, 80%, 90%, some, he is or she is all these things that you're looking for. And then what happens? True to form, instead of looking at 85% we got, we focus on the 15 that we didn't get. I can't get no satisfaction. So the Lord is saying, if one has not learned to be satisfied, yadrichaya, with those things that come without being sought after by providence arrangements, be satisfied with what you have today, knowing that the Lord has put you in the right place according to what you deserve. Then even if you are given everything, even more than you deserve, maybe that 85% you don't deserve because you are probably 35%. So this is a trouble that is being highlighted there. No contentment. Bali Maharaj still said, well, you kind of hear philosophy sometimes. Sounds fancy, sounds nice, but, the train moves on, I go on with my own convictions. So Bali was like, okay, yeah, sounds good. Anyway, you take your 3 paces of land. Now he was impacted by the influence of the personality of Godhead, inspired to give charity to him, seeing his effulgence, because the Supreme Lord cannot help but be all attractive. And whoever encounters him becomes purified by the very impact of his, today's world, aura. He's got aura. And so he has good qualities, Bali Maharaj, and we will touch on some. Wow, we don't have time. Let's start running. So he gave, what did the Lord do? He took everything in 2 steps. And we hear from Srila Swami that when he went against his guru Shukracharya and gave, he was cursed immediately. Because we understand that to disobey the order of guru is highly detrimental for one's progress, Guru Vakya. It's like the mad elephant offense, destroys everything also. So there goes his promise, Mr. Big Charity Giver. Ask anything, I'll give you. In 2 steps, everything is taken. He couldn't fulfill his desire, his promise. And the Lord asked, so I've taken everything in 2 steps, so how to fulfill my 3rd? And then again, the Lord has antaryami in his heart, because for the Lord, he's the well-wisher of all living beings. For him, he's not come to just gun down Bali, or expose Shukracharya for maintaining a disciple who's got the honey. But he's engaging all these personalities to teach you and I. Bali is inspired, you take your last step on my head, my dear Lord. And then Bali becomes glorified as the symbol of Atmanivedanam, of offering everything to the Supreme Lord. At the same time, we see, because he offended his guru, his word became useless. He could not fulfill the desires, although his promise. Then we hear that the Lord, in his gratitude, he became the doorkeeper of Bali Maharaj, having given him Sutala. So now, how is it that the Lord is accepting such a position as a doorkeeper of Bali Maharaj in Sutala? Why is he also granting him his own place? So the acharyas are saying, and a debate, and it comes up in Brihad Bharatamrita, this assessment of the activity of Vamanadevas in relation to Bali Maharaj. So that the Lord fulfills all desires, we see that he fulfilled, his mission was to fulfill the desire of the demigods to get their kingdom back. Because Bali Maharaj, this demon, has taken it all. Then also, he wanted to fulfill the desire of Bali, who wanted the fame of being someone who gives charity. So that's why the Lord begged from him 3 steps of land. He owns everything. Why is he begging for 3 paces of land? In fact, in the 15th chapter, this is the question that is asked. That if the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the possessor of everything, then Parikshit Maharaj wants to know from Shukadev Goswami, why is he then begging for 3 paces of land? And so then the Leela is being unfolded and explained. So it is mentioned that more than anything, with this appearance of the Lord, we hear that Paritanaya Sadunam Vinashaya Chaduskritam Dhammasam Stapanataya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. The Lord comes millennium after millennium, primarily to please the devotees, and then to please them also he has to annihilate, kill off some demons. And by doing that, he establishes Dharma, the religious principles. So, he is known as Bhakta Vatsala, that the Supreme Lord is especially lovingly disposed to his devotees, like a parent. He's ready to fulfill all their desires. And so when Narada Muni went to see Lord Shiva, as he was searching out in the universe who were the greatest recipients of the mercy of the Lord, and he came to glorify Lord Shiva for that, he mentioned about the glories of Bali Maharaj before that, and that Bali Maharaj is so powerful that he has now the Lord staying as his gatekeeper. He has conquered the Lord by his love. And Lord Shiva was saying, well, I don't think that Vamanadeva is simply the doorkeeper of Bali Maharaj because of Bali Maharaj's own qualities. And then he brings up the point that if you are giving something away which one can get on their own, I give you 10 francs and you are like, possessor of many more of such francs. Well, the sentiment is nice. I give you, and I can say I gave you something. But it doesn't really enhance your position. We are giving something which is available. So that he gave these 3 worlds to Lord Vishnu, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, could not have been the price to purchase such reciprocation. Second, he says, anyway, this Bali Maharaj, and it's not like Lord Shiva is finding fault with Bali Maharaj, but when he is glorified, Lord Shiva, in his humility, then he speaks in such a way where his own glory can be, and also to teach further about how the Lord actually deals. He says, first he violated the rules of the universe, Bali Maharaj, by trying to displace the demigods and taking their kingdom. The heavenly planets are meant to be ruled by the Devas, not by the demons. And number 2, that he transgressed the Guru's order. Shukracharya told him, and he didn't follow. And number 3, he is also a breaker of promises. He promised the Lord 3 paces of land and he couldn't deliver. So how come the Lord now gave him that sutala and is there as his doorkeeper? And then Lord Shiva brings out that actually it is due to his connection to Prahlad Maharaj. Because Prahlad Maharaj purchased the Lord by his prema, his love, his surrender, his complete dependence on him. And the Lord had promised that in the line of Prahlad, he would maintain his dynasty. So, in dealing with Bali Maharaj in this way, he's not only fulfilling Bali Maharaj's desire to give charity and be glorified, he's establishing Bali at the same time as one of the 12 Mahajans alongside his grandfather Prahlad. But also because he keeps his promises, Konteya Pradijani, Name Bhakta Pranashati, my devotee will never be perished. Their promises also, the Lord makes sure that He maintains them. So the Lord in one activity is showing just how committed He is to His devotees. This Prahlad here, Bali Maharaj, how He fulfills the desires of whether the demigods or the demons. In this case, Bali Maharaj is also born in the family of the demon. Lord Shiva also raises... Lord Shiva also raises the point about the Lord's gratitude to his devotee extended even to Prahlad Maharaj's great-grandson, Bana. So Banasura, although he's born in this great family, instead of honoring the tradition of worshipping Lord Vishnu, he became a devotee of Lord Shiva. And so Lord Shiva is using that to discredit himself as the recipient of the Lord's mercy. Look, this boy, instead of worshipping the Lord correctly, he deviated and came to worship me. And then as my worshipper, he created enmity with the demigods, that he also fought Lord Krishna. In fact, the same Banasura, he also disobeyed and offended his guru. Because he went, "You given me all these thousands of arms, Gurudev, and I'm itching for a fight. There's nobody to fight." And he was trying to propose to Lord Shiva, in fact, that maybe he should be the one who gives him a fight. So this was his gratitude. I am such a person. This is my disciple. But Lord Krishna didn't kill him also. He cut off all these arms. He left 4 arms. And he marked him as a follower of himself by leaving him with 4 arms like a Vaikunthabasi. And all of this is because the Lord is tied at heart. Aham bhakta paradino. He says, Bhakta jana priya. That my devotees, I have no independence. And I am now conquered and in the heart of my devotees. They know me, I know them. That's all. Durvasa Muni found that out when he tried to be saved from Sudarshan Chakra. And the Lord said, I can't help you. You have to go back to my devotee Ambarish Maharaj, beg his forgiveness, and then you can be freed. I'm controlled. In fact, that same Durvasa, at some point, it said Dwarka was being under attack by some demons. And Narada Muni, he gave advice to Durvasa. You go to Sutala Loka, you go there to Lord Vamanadevas. He's there as the doorkeeper of Bali Maharaj. And you ask him to come and help you and protect Dwarka. So Durvasa Muni, having firm faith in the words of Narada Muni, Sadhu, he went there. This is also given by Lord Shiva. He's giving this as evidence that although it's said that Bali Maharaj conquered the Lord and now the Lord is there as his doorkeeper, and therefore the Lord is always available to be seen at the gate of Bali Maharaj, it is not actually the case. That he himself, when he went there, he sometimes doesn't find the Lord there. He's showing that actually those who can see the Lord are those who have an intense desire to see him. So Durvasa at that point, because of the distress in Dwarka and attack of demons, he was desperate. He needed help. And then he took the words of his pure devotee Narada Muni that if you go there. So again, the Lord, to reciprocate with his devotee Narada Muni, sending Durvasa there, also to reciprocate with Durvasa's intense desire to see the Lord. When he went there, indeed, he got the darshan of Vamanadevas. But it is not that anyone can just see the Lord. That's the point he is making there. That without that desire, we, even as devotees, may live in the presence of the Lord. We are living here in this temple. And the Lord is completely present in his Achavigraha. But how many times are we actually feeling and perceiving that the Lord is personally present and in that way receiving that darshan? So if it was just a matter of he's stationed at the gate of Bali, then anyone could just go and see him. But it's not like that. It's also not that just because the Lord is standing here, any and everyone will actually come and experience him in his actual presence. Lord Shiva is revealing that it is devotion and there's intense eagerness to actually get the Lord's darshan, that the Lord is pleased to reveal himself. As Lord Brahma testified, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Yam Shamasundam Achinta Guna Sarupam Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That layer of prem, of love. And prem means that nothing else is being perceived by the devotee except the Lord and the Lord's interest. And therefore the Lord becomes present everywhere the devotee looks, because there is no self-interest there. Lord Shiva says, well, even that darshan of of the Lord at the door of Bali Maharaj cannot be said to be something deserved only by me to get. You are glorifying me. The Lord also gave his darshan to Ravana. So Ravana also, is Ravana, everyone boos. And we know why, it's great, great demon. But then actually the scriptures, they turn us inside out all the time. Just when you want to confirm, Ravana, nonsense. Oh no, who is Ravana? Ravana is one of the two doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. He's an associate of the Lord who has come here on special assignment. The Lord wants to enjoy some fighting. And he won't fight with any nonsense person of this world. Therefore, he deputes his own people, his own staff to come so he can get a good fight. And with these points, we are somewhat casting villains into good light. But we are appreciating the aspect of the Lord's Leela in regard to teaching us and showing us where we lack. So Lord Shiva is revealing, even Ravana got to see. And with that he's saying that the Lord shows himself, reveals himself to whomever he chooses to. Because the other side is by my austerity, by my education, by my charity, my pilgrimages, I will do all the things, a whole list of what I will do to get Krishna. Well, he's not like a cosmic bellboy where you press a button and then, he just comes. Or the vending machine, just because you put the right amount of money, and you press Krishna, and then he should just... No, he is completely independent. When he is pleased with whomever, whenever. And everyone is his eternal part and parcel. Even that person that we think is so horrible. Oh, the karmis. Yeah, the karmis. Sometimes it's as if they are like smelly creatures from the underworld. Because I'm Vaishnava. We even forget where we've been. And we can block the mercy of the Lord flowing to his parts and parcels. So Lord Vamana, as the fulfiller of desires, shows his independence. He also breaks all our stereotypical ideas on how God should protect people. He had just come previously as Lord Nishingadev. He could have come again, with brute force. Any of you seen the Mahavata Nishinga movie? Yeah, this one you can actually say, no one will judge you for this one. You'll be glorified for going to the movies. So the Lord, fearsome. Wow, he really got it, with the scenes. It's just right. Just that type of violence that just fulfills the heart. Like, yes. It's just chopping. It's all bloody. It's slow-mo. You chop and then you wait and then it just falls apart. And you're like, Jai Nishingadev. So he could have come to handle Bali Maharaj and the demons. How couldn't you just steal the kingdom of Indra? Indra is who? Is Vamanadev's older brother. The Lord lives as they are from the same womb of Aditi. Lord Vamanadev is known as Upendra, the younger son of Indra. Hey, you took my brother's kingdom. Rascal, you could have just come and tore everyone up. But then the Lord just to impress upon us, like, look, I'm not who you think I am. You cannot put me in your box as I get out. He comes as like a most charming, innocent looking, brahmachari. And he gets the whole thing just by charming Bali with his looks, his effulgence, he's impressed, he promises everything. And then he takes it. And for that, even the Lord gets criticized. How many times do we get criticized and we think it's the end of the world? I'm joining Gaudiya Math. Forget this ISKCON. They're criticizing me. Even the Lord gets criticized. This was mentioned by Lord Indra in his own humility when Narad visited him, telling him that he's received the Lord's mercy. Look how the Lord, got the kingdom back for you. And Lord Indra says, well, not without embarrassing me. First of all, you are saying he's my younger brother. This is great mercy for me. But now I have to be rescued by my younger brother. This is, first of all, embarrassing. Second, he didn't fight like a valiant war to win back the kingdom. He used tricks. He tricked this Bali to get it back. And so Lord Indra is feeling that this proves that the Lord wasn't bestowing any special mercy on himself. And so, yes, others can latch on to that. What type of God is this? He's a trickster. The Lord gets criticized. Even Krishna, plenty times, the residents of Vrindavan, they make all these milk products, all these sweets, just so that Krishna can enjoy. And when Krishna is fulfilling their desires by sneaking into their homes and stealing butter and yogurt, and then the rascals in the world, what type of God is this? He steals. As we heard in this purport, he's not just interested in material possessions. He also wants to steal the mind. Kanamana Mohini. He's Manasa Chandra Chakora. He likes to steal the mind of his devotees. Why? Because the mind is currently absorbed in his external feature, serving the external energy. Therefore, Maya Shakta Manapata Yoga Myunjam Madashraya. Krishna wants that mind. Manmana Bhava, Mad Bhakto. Absorb your mind in me. And so, such appearance days and the life of the devotee in general has to be filled with this hearing of the mystical, amazing. He took 3 steps, took the whole thing, he became known as Trivikram. Because he was a small little boy and then he expanded, then his steps were big, he is known as Urukrama. So the pure devotees, they are absorbed in discussing all these activities of the Lord. And they are completely charmed, fascinated, because there is no end to the mystique and the charm of the Lord. Like in this case, no big violence, just charm. Took the whole thing. Someone will see tricks. He tricked. No, it was the heart that was affected. Bali was just like, I'll give this boy whatever he wants. And even when he was told this boy is the Supreme Lord, hell, it all belongs to him anyway. Let me give it to him. The same charm the Lord used to save Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma. Vrikasura is Lord Shiva. Wait. No. Who? Vrika. Who gave the benedictions to Vrikasura? Shiva. He went and did all these crazy austerities, chopping his flesh into, and then there was no Shiva that showed up. Actually, it's not. I'll pause. You sure it's Shiva? Devotees. Okay. And then when eventually, because he heard Lord Shiva's Ashutosh, easily pleased, he wanted to know who should I worship so that I can get to fulfill my desire. And so he was told, worship Lord Shiva. He performed crazy austerity, nothing. Then he thought, I'll chop my whole head. And then the Lord appeared, the Lord Shiva, and said, no, why you have to do such a thing? Then he expressed his desire that he wanted a benediction so wild that whoever's head he touched, that person's head would split into, shatter into pieces. The type of austerity that he performed, Krishna, we cannot even dream of it. But what he wanted, the most horrible thing he wanted, just how to have people's heads shattering. Next thing, when he looked at Lord Shiva, he saw his wife, and he thought, hey, she would be nice on my side, not at his side. And so let me test my benediction on Shiva, who just gave him the benediction. Lord Shiva said, what have I done? He's running, he's chasing after him everywhere and everywhere until the Lord appears on the pathway of Vrikasura. Vrikasura, he also is charmed by this Brahman, this dwarf, this brahmachari. And the Lord, with sweet words, pouring honey into his ear. He speaks of his dynasty. Why are you running? Why are you struggling like this? Your body is an important asset. You come from a nice dynasty. You shouldn't give trouble to your body like this. You take a rest. Oh, okay. Anyway, what's going on? Tell me. I can assist. Well, I performed austerity. Lord Shiva showed up. He granted the benediction. Now I want to test it, and he's running away. So I'm not sure if its benediction actually worked. Vamanadevas said, why are you going through all this trouble? This is Shiva. Just look at his appearance. Look at his associates. He's surrounded by hobgoblins and ghosts. He wears a necklace of skulls, human skulls. He lost his ability to give benedictions a long time ago. Right? His boon giving is sell by date already came. I mean, if you don't believe me, don't even, you just test it on yourself, you'll see. Just touch your own head, you'll see that Shiva cheated you. Ganga Maya, finished. And the Lord protected his devotee Lord Shiva from his own compassionate nature. In the name of compassion, in the name of giving benedictions, you're giving to such a rascal who then puts you in danger. And so we see Lord Vamana is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he's taking care of all the devotees, whether they're divine or demoniac. He fulfills the desires. He understands how to execute any task with great charm. So may he charm our hearts. We are praying for that. That may he still our minds, still our hearts. That we are always also trying to figure him out. Let our lives expire as we try to understand this unlimited divine personality of Godhead. And in that quest to try and understand his glories, we become glorified by some attachment and some love for his service. Then who cares about his special mercy? The one that we worry about, it may take away my wealth, takes away his material opulence, his money. And then he says, not only material possessions, reputation. In this Hare Krishna movement, actually, all you have is your reputation, especially the preachers. If it just goes around that you are a rascal or there's this, maybe you did that, and then you don't have the service because your reputation is spoiled. Even business, they pay lots of money to clear their names, so that people have faith in their brand. Education and beauty. And the Lord can take away beauty. That one is funny. Anyway, we think we're this body. So we try to protect it so much. So when we are attracted by the Lord in these ways, like the pure devotees who absorb their minds always, Machita Madgata Prana, then we will also discuss the kata and we will feel satisfied, and we won't worry if we will get this type of special mercy, because generally we read this and then you can feel the tension amongst the devotees. Is he going to suggest that we have too much material attachments and therefore we deserve Krishna's special mercy to take? And we may not be ready for that. And when you check really what material possessions we have is this. Look at Bali. That's why he's so glorified. Everything take. Take also this body. Therefore is Mahajan. Shiva Manadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Sorry for Swiss time. I'm already offending on day one. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai.